Hello there, Kristin LaVanway here, on vacation. Just kidding, my vacation was over last week. I'm just pretending, but I'll tell you what, it was a great vacation. Took the family to Oceanside, California, north of San Diego, and what made it really awesome was that we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed in a vacation rental, a condo right on the beach. It was fantastic. You might be thinking to yourself, vacation rental, that's a great idea. I should buy a vacation rental. Why not? According to VRBO/HomeAway, vacation rental owners are grossing about $28,000 a year. It's a pretty good business for some folks, but there's a couple things you might want to keep in mind before you sign on the dotted line. So where do you find one of these vacation rentals? Well, the obvious choices, of course, are any place that's a great vacation spot, like the beach in California, for example, or Scottsdale where they have the fantastic golf courses, or Colorado, maybe where there's a great ski hill. But you can also do a lot of great short-term rental business in areas you might not be thinking about, like where there's maybe really renowned medical facilities. Like here in Scottsdale, we have the Mayo Clinic, maybe near a business center where there's conventions on a regular basis. You might think about renting a room out in your house, or if you have a guest house or a motorhome, maybe a yurt. Maybe you have a really awesome tree house. I've seen all of these things listed as vacation rentals. Once you've figured out what you're going to rent, it's time to advertise. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what about Craigslist or Facebook? Those might not be the best options for something like this. Probably the first place you're going to want to consider are the big vacation rental portals like VRBO, Airbnb, Booking.com, and TripAdvisor also do vacation rentals. The great thing is about these portals is they have a huge audience and they're specifically designed for these short-term rentals. They have a lot of features that are going to help you out. They take credit cards, they have calendars. It's all set up for you. You just have to utilize their services. You're going to want to compare the fees they all charge. They all charge a fee for credit card processing, which is basically a perk for you because it means you can take credit cards. But they also charge either a booking fee or a subscription fee. Booking fee meaning they charge for each rental, and a subscription maybe a period of time. Any bookings during that time are covered for it by the subscription. So compare all those fees and see which one sounds the best to you. You're also going to want to check out the fees they're charging to the tenants, the renters. And if those are hefty, it might make your vacation rental seem a lot more expensive when compared to some of the other portals. So take all that in consideration and see which one works best for you. You can also list them with a real estate agent on the multiple listing service. Sometimes those work well. You might also check out some of the smaller vacation rental portals that are targeted for a specific type of vacation, like California beaches or Arizona golf vacations. They might be cheaper, but you might find yourself with a smaller audience, so they may not pay off, especially when you're first starting out. When you list your property on these portals, make sure you take really good pictures. Like professional pictures are probably the best, or as near to professional as you possibly can. The pictures are going to be what sells the property. Make an excellent description and don't leave anything out that's going to make somebody think to yourself, that's a great place for us to stay. What it's close to, what kind of amenities the property has. Anything that makes it more appealing, you're going to want to put in a description. And then make sure you've got an updated calendar and all your rates are current, so everybody knows exactly what they're getting into. You've got your place rented, the money's rolling in, it's awesome. Well, don't forget, this is a business and you need to treat it as such. Make sure that you know what your tax liability is, if there's any licensing or permits that you need. Make sure you've got liability insurance. Set up a business account so you can keep all those expenses separate so that you can deduct that off of your taxes when you're paying for this fantastic income stream that you're developing. Make sure you're using a rental agreement with your tenants so that they know exactly what the expectations are. Your pet policy, if there's a no smoking facility, all that stuff, spell it out so that there's no surprises at the end, either by you or by the tenant. Leave a guest manual at the property to reinforce those rules and let the guests know where they can reach somebody in the case of an emergency. Well, and you also might want to spell out all the great pizza joints nearby. It's also good for that. Take a deposit up front. Like 25% is customary, and then make sure you get the balance well before you're handing over the keys. Be selective who you rent to. If you get a bad vibe, don't rent to them. There's plenty of people behind them that won't give you a bad vibe. Last but not least, before you purchase a property in particular, you want to check out with their HOA or if there's any municipal restrictions on short-term rentals. There's a lot of HOAs that will restrict to 1 month minimum rentals, and some municipalities are getting a lot of pressure from like the hotel industry to crack down on vacation rentals. If this is too much, it seems overwhelming, don't be afraid to hire a property manager or at least a cleaning service to come in after the tenants, do the cleaning, and also check for damages. A lot of the services who cater to vacation rentals are used to that kind of service. They'll come in, they'll clean the place, and they'll check and make sure that no one's walked away, there's no damage, and they'll let you know that the property is still in good condition. Do what you can to secure the property. Make sure that everybody feels safe. When you're taking the photos, don't give too much information, like don't show the address or don't show too much about the outside of the property so that no one really knows where the property is until they have a written agreement with you. It keeps the riffraff out. You might consider using a keyless entry versus keys so that you can change the code between each tenant. That's a great way to keep things secure so you don't have a lot of extra keys floating around. You might want to install cameras or an alarm system. All these things are going to make you and your guests feel safer. Last but not least, remember, repeat clients are the best. When you have a book of business, you have reliable income. So do what you can to keep those guests coming back. Set the bar high as far as what you're offering them. Make sure that it's furnished well. You don't want to put the family heirlooms in there, but make it cute and inviting and warm and homey. Try and think about what guests might need while they're there. Maybe beach chairs or bicycles or a little cart for them to go to the grocery store. You might have some games or puzzles, cable TV, obviously. You know, think what you would want on your vacation and make sure that your guests have access to that as well. Ask for guests to leave a review and how wonderful a time they had, and maybe give them an opportunity to rebook right then so that they come back next year. They had a really great time. All these things are gonna make your profit soar. So if you're thinking a vacation rental might be in your future, let me know where it is, because I might want to stay there the next time I go on vacation, right? If you have any questions or comments, or you want to shoot me the link to that place, well, you know where to find me, Kristin here in Phoenix.com. That's where. Go out there and make every day like a vacation.